the gym. My old stomping grounds. Hank Patterson, fly fishing guide.
Riley Smith, tight end.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the kicker?
No, tight end.
Again, thank you. I'm looking for a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale. But you're not the kicker.
No.
Yeah. Nah, the kicker's probably taller and in a lot better shape. So, okay. What position do you play?
Tight end.
Squats. Yeah, try it sometime.
I may be retired, but I still have finances to manage. With direct deposit and automatic payments, ICCU makes it easy to spend less time banking and more time baking.
RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. First up, he led the Broncos to 3 conference championships and 10 20-win seasons. It's Coach Leon Rice. Next, he's the founder and CEO of RowPaint.com. He played a little basketball in high school on the driveway with his mom. It's Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
Now that I can do.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust RowPaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's 4-time NS.
Well, there you go. Welcome on in, Boise State fans. I screwed up the intro there, but welcome on in. Stadium Swim here at Circa, Las Vegas. We are upstairs out at the pool. The sun is rising. They're getting ready for another day here at Stadium Swim. They open at 8 o'clock, I believe, John Mallory. So, man, we are pumped to be here and excited to talk some football and some basketball with you ahead of the start of Mountain West Basketball Media Days today. Johnny, can you hear me okay? How's it going, man?
Yeah, coming in loud and clear. Looks like a beautiful view behind you. I always love early mornings in Las Vegas. You know, the sun is out. You have all this hope, all these dreams for the day of what's going to happen with sports and the casinos. And BJ, I'm envious. What a great view that is right there. And I know you're going to have a blast and present some wonderful coverage for Bronco Nation News down there at Media Days.
Yeah, this is a live look at Stadium Swim. What could be better than Stephen A. Smith on a massive 75-foot screen there? But no, we are excited to be here. They had the Vegas Golden Knights party last night, Johnny, for their big win that they had last night, and excited to be here. And so the media days are actually over at Resorts World. We'll be heading over to Resorts World here in a little bit, but we are staying at Circa and had to give our friends at Circa some love. So next time you're heading down to Las Vegas, make sure you come check out Circa Resort and Casino. They got the Legacy Club up on the 60th floor. Johnny and Cher got to go check that out. They have the Stadium Swim pool. They've got the largest sports book in the world. So it's on Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. Make sure you check out Circa Resort and Casino and Circa Sports the next time you're down here in Las Vegas. And Johnny, I got to say, before the show, we were making some early plans, or at least talking through some things about the Mountain West basketball tournament. So excited to get Bronco Nation down here for the Mountain West basketball tournament. We're going to see if we can take over a corner of the stadium swim area here and have a spot for Boise State fans on that Friday of the semifinal weekend. We'll see if we can finalize something and get that announced. The conference tournament weekend, semifinal Friday. We're going to get out here, and hopefully, if all works well, Johnny, we can get you and Prater down here and do your show as well, and we'll see what we can do. So
hopefully Leon Rice, Max Rice, the whole crew is playing in that game on that big semifinal Friday. Obviously, a lot of hope, a lot of optimism, a lot of truth with this basketball team this season, coming off 2 straight trips to the dance, BJ. And, Leon has been able to make that the standard. And I think that's the one thing, like, unless you're going to be a program that goes to Final Fours multiple times a decade, and there's only a couple of those, BJ, if you can create your program standard to where if you don't make the tournament, folks are bummed out, that's a certain level for me, especially for a mid-major program, which the Mountain West is considered to be. That's about as far as you can go in that level for me, where you're making the tournament more than you're not. And Leon Rice is doing that right now, and this year, high expectations. So hopefully they can get back, and this can be a fun basketball season for Bronco Nation, right?
Nathaniel Wilder saying it feels like Christmas today. Snow up at Bogus Basin, Mountain West Basketball Media Days, B-ball about to tip off. Let's go. And there is a lot going on as we cross over from football to basketball. I do want to talk some football with you, Johnny, but let's start on basketball because I am here in Las Vegas for Media Days, and we've got the women going today. So actually got the chance to sit next to Gordy Presnell on the flight down yesterday from Boise. It was great to chat with him, and looking forward to interviewing him today. That'll be at 11:30 Boise time. So 11:30, we'll have Gordy Presnell, Abby Muse, the Boise State all-times blocks leader, and Maya Hansen. So if you're a women's basketball fan for Boise State, come on back at 11:30. We'll be live with them. But before that, Johnny, at 11 o'clock, we'll have Gloria Nevarez live on set as well, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. Gloria Nevarez live at 11 a.m. On the BNN social media channel. So come on over at 11 for Gloria, and then stay for the players and Coach Presnell. So basically 11 to 10 will pretty much be, or 11 to noon, we'll be live over at Resorts World with coverage of the women's basketball media days today. And then the men take center stage tomorrow. We've got live interviews on set lined up with Steve Alford, Jeff Linder, Nico Medved, Brian Dutcher, Richard Patino, obviously Leon Rice, and all the coaches that are there for players for Boise State. But Max Rice, looking forward to talking to him, and Tyson Degenhart. Those are the two players representing Boise State, Max Rice and Tyson Degenhart. But we're going to talk to almost every coach, some of the key players as well. Lamont Butler is going to join us, hit that shot for San Diego State to put them into the championship game. Jamal Mashburn Jr. is going to join us. We can get into stories about his dad and stuff. Looking forward to that. And it's going to be Isaiah Stevens, I think, is going to join us from Colorado State. So if you're a men's basketball fan, tomorrow is your day. All day, 8 to 4. We'll pretty much be popping on with live shows throughout the day from men's media days. And Johnny, will find out tomorrow where the Broncos are picked. But I would have to imagine it's near the top. I think San Diego State's probably going to be the favorite, rightfully so, making it to the championship game last year. They did lose some key pieces, but they brought some guys back. And, I think San Diego State deserves the benefit of the doubt there as the first pick. But I think Boise State should be second or third. I think New Mexico is going to be a pretty good team and get some votes, but I think Boise State has a chance to be second or third preseason. I think they're going to have some expectations going into the year.
Yeah, it feels like a pretty good league this year, just from you mentioning and some of those names, ringing a bell now that we are in basketball season are getting close. They're thinking, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. And yeah, San Diego State, sure, that's fine. You probably hit the default button and they're at the top, and I get that. They've earned that in this league, kind of like how Boise State has in football. In this conference, they always seem to be picked number one, even if they're not the returning conference champions, BJ. So I expect San Diego State there, but I think Boise State's fairly comfortable at number 2 for me with what they have returning. Now, I don't know if everybody voting is really diving into the rosters maybe the way they should. I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. And Boise State does have some guys that, haven't been household names yet. So a lot of times that can determine whether or not you're high or middle or at the bottom of those predictions at the beginning of the season, but I know you covering this team, me as well, know what they've done in the offseason. We've seen them up and close in scrimmages and practices, and we're pretty fired up for what Leon has with this roster, how they're going to divvy out the minutes, who are the leaders going to be, what type of stuff are they going to run. There's still a lot of that stuff that we need to factor in, but always great to tip the season off in Vegas at Media Days, BJ. So, great coverage. I'll be paying attention the whole time, as you know, here on BNN, and fired up and ready to go. And I think Bronco Nation is too for basketball season. Maybe unlike a typical mid-October basketball rush for these fans, right? Usually, BJ, they ease their way in to basketball season, and it's always centered around football. Maybe it's a little different this year if the team, football speaking, doesn't exactly do what the fans want them to down the stretch, but who knows? There should be room on your plate for football and basketball in this town, and we'll see if the fans treat it like that coming up here in a couple of weeks when they get this thing started.
Had the pleasure of sitting next to you at the basketball scrimmage on Saturday before the football game, Johnny. What were some of your takeaways from that? And I believe we both think Tyson Degenhart is a shoo-in to at least be on the first team preseason that comes out tomorrow. I think he has a strong case to be the preseason player of the year as well. But what were your takeaways from the scrimmage? And I thought Tyson getting to the rack, doing some things. I just thought he looked a little quicker, a little leaner. I thought, I think Tyson Degenhart's going to score a lot of points this year.
Do you really? Yeah. You think he's going to be up 17, 16, right around that range?
We talked about it. It's going to be tough because they got a lot of guys that can score. You may have four guys that all average between 10 and 14 or something a game. I don't know. I mean, they're going to have, they will take some points from each other, but when you need a bucket, I remember last year we'd be sitting next to each other, Johnny, a lot of times, and it'd be a key spot in the game where they really need a bucket. And it's like, just get it to Tyson, let him do some work in the post, find a way to crafty, get a bucket. And it usually worked out pretty well. And there was a lot of times in that scrimmage where he was taking his guy off the dribble, getting to the lane, making a tough layup, getting fouled. I mean, I wasn't surprised by it, but I said a couple of times, like, yeah, Tyson's pretty darn good. And but not only him, I mean, you saw the newcomers. What were your takeaways from what you saw on Saturday?
The Omar Jacobs, correct? Or Omar Stanley? Omar Jacobs. Stanley. That was a quarterback for Bowling Green, I think. Omar Stanley looks really athletic. He looks like the defensive piece that was missing last season, BJ, on the defensive side. Offensively, I think he's going to be a dog. I think he's going to be junkyard style. I think he's going to clean up. I like his game. Cam Martin, obviously the 7th-year senior from Kansas, where he's going to fit in. Looks like he's got a smooth jump shot and a highly intelligent player. So I like those guys. Roddy Anderson probably is your starting point guard, although Jace Whiting is going to push him tremendously, if not for the starting job, for serious minutes. It's almost an embarrassment of riches with the depth. And last year, that was the issue. This year, I don't see that being a big issue. Now, if some of these guys come in and they don't play up to expectations, well, chalk that up to that happens in college basketball. But I don't know if I see that happening necessarily. I think this team's going to be one of the stronger teams Leon has had. Those are the expectations I'm putting on this team. I'm buying in hook, line, and sinker. I think this team's going to compete for a Mountain West regular season conference championship, get into the tournament, obviously, the Mountain West tournament, try to get a bid to the national tournament and see what happens there. But all in all, with this roster and the new pieces coming in, I mean, we didn't even talk about the freshmen, and I think they're going to get help from the freshman class this year, certainly in the form of Andrew Meadows. So, yeah, embarrassment of riches. Want to see how the puzzle fits, what Leon and his staff do. That's a major thing for me, too, how they get the best out of who and where. Yep. And fun to watch the team this season, I think, BJ. But,
Sam
there's a lot here.
Yeah, the depth was super apparent on Saturday. They really feel like they're too deep at every position. Kay Foster, Kay Foster says, I'll go 16.5 points, 7 rebounds, 2.5 assists for Tyson Degenhart this year. Perry says our offense is going to give a lot of teams fits. Robbie Robinson, Stanley was awesome to watch at the scrimmage. There was a couple of questions about the super team. Are we still calling this the super team? Leon Rice said yes, Johnny. We were there a couple weeks ago. We talked to him on the first day of practice, and he said yes. And he goes, and a lot of people got that messed up because they were thinking that they were just going to go get the number 10, top 10 players in the country and be a actual super team. He said no, a super team. So what they need to be a super team in terms of talent, bench guys, reserves, the right pieces, the right fits. Leon Rice is sticking to that. He feels he's built the quote unquote super team that they need to finally get that first Mountain West NCAA tournament win. And so I was trying to look earlier, Johnny, if they had odds up on there for the Mountain West basketball tournament yet, and they don't. But if you are feeling really good here at Circus Sports, Johnny, and you feel the Boise State men's basketball team can win the national championship, if you're wanting to take some odds on that, it's yes or no. Will Boise State win the 2023-2024 national championship? If you say yes, you can get plus 27,500 back on your money. So 27,500, and the no is minus 999,000.
That's on a $100 bet. You put $100 on Boise State to win it all. They win it all. You get 27,000 back. Yeah.
And if you have the money to put it in, it's minus 999,000 on no. But they don't have the conference championship odds. We'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the day that they announce that in the preseason. They'll announce the women's preseason here today. And again, we will have Gloria Navarez, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, live at 11 o'clock this morning Mountain Time here on the BNN channels. And then right after that at 11:30, we'll have Gordy Presnell and some players, Abby Moose and Maya Hansen. By the way, I was doing my research on Gordy Presnell, Johnny. A legend in the women's basketball coaching community. One of 10 active D1 head coaches with 700 wins. He's the longest active tenured coach in the Mountain West. 34th all time on the NCAA all-time victories list. He's a top 35 winning coach of all time in women's basketball with 730 career wins. And he's the third most winning coach in Mountain West history as well, with 124 Mountain West wins. So Gordy Presnell, man, one of the best. And I know he's really excited about his team this year. All 5 starters back for the women.
It's funny, when I was my first job in broadcasting, the play-by-play broadcaster for the Idaho Vandal women's basketball team back in like 2006, 2007, and Gordy was at Boise State then. I remember coming down to then Taco Bell Arena broadcasting a women's game between BSU and Idaho, and Gordy was there on the bench, and they just hammered us that night. I think they were up like 27-3 at the first media timeout, 22-5 at the first media timeout. It was just bad. And yeah, he's been there a long time. I expect Gordy Presnell one day to be in the Bronco Athletics Hall of Fame. I think he's had that type of career, and it's crazy the career he's been able to have and stay at one place where nobody does that anymore. Either you go or someone tells you you need to go. And they haven't done that with Gordy there. And hopefully he gets this thing going. It's been a couple of down years, and I would expect Gordy Presnell to figure things out and for this to be a pretty solid season on the women's side of things, BJ, for sure.
Yeah, all 5 starters back. They have the most returning production in the Mountain West. I know they're excited, and they're expected to be predicted to finish in the top 3 or 4, I think, in the conference going into the year as well. So we got a little football talk. We talked to both quarterbacks yesterday. Johnny, want to get your thoughts on that? But first, a quick 90-second timeout. Don't go anywhere. Football talk right after the break. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU, and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com. What are you swigging on there, Johnny?
A little Red Bull in the morning.
I tried to wait till you were finished, and you just took forever, so I had to get back to the I've got a little Miami strawberry, some sort of low-carb energy drink that they sell here at Circa. So
okay, how is it?
It's not bad. It's Miami
I like the
strawberry
flavor of Red Bull. I mean, sometimes like at night, I know I can't drink a Red Bull. I don't want to be up all night, but I want the taste of a Red Bull. They do a really good job. They've sucked me right in, BJ. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Hey, both quarterbacks talking today. By the way, if you just joined us as the viewership continues to rise, we're here at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas, having a lot of fun. Let's open up the other camera real quick, give you a live look here at let's see if I can get this graphic off the screen here. But we are here at Circa Resort and Casino having some fun, and we hope you guys will come join us at some point. We're looking forward to the Mountain West basketball tournament. We got a lot of big plans, as we talked about, for that. But Circa Resort and Casino, make it your spot next time you come down to Las Vegas. But talking a little Boise State football now, Johnny, and game at Colorado State on Saturday. But Boise State trotting out both quarterbacks yesterday. A little bit of what I would call, somewhat rare. That doesn't always happen here at Boise State, where they give us both quarterbacks. When there's a quarterback controversy, I remember we had to wait several weeks to talk to Hank Bachmeier. I think there was a time where we had to wait to talk to Brett and Montel Cozart. So props to Boise State and Patrick Walsh and Andy Avalos for letting us talk to both the quarterbacks. And I thought both handled it really well. And I know Mike Prater just posted a column at Bronco Nation News. Subscribers, head on over to BroncoNationNews.com and read Mike Prater's new column on the quarterbacks. And, I think it is I'm almost sold. I did not think this was going to work, Johnny. I did not. I wasn't sure what, to think of it. And Prater's headline is Green Maddox quarterback idea is crazy, but it's a love fest with a chance to work. And when you think about it like that, I mean, I was impressed with what Taylor Green said, man. I thought this thing was going to be a train wreck, and it still may be. Maybe Taylor Green just on the surface is saying the right things, but I was half convinced, man. I am half convinced now that these guys are actually willing to buy in and do what it takes for the team. They have the new handshake together now, and they're going to feed off each other. And I'm half convinced now, Johnny, listening to both those guys talk, and in particular what Taylor said. I now think I'm half sold this might actually work. What do you think?
Yeah, not there yet, to be honest, man.
I said half there. I didn't say all the way.
Because for me, what I see happening, if and when they lose and they don't look good, the first finger that gets pointed in the direction, wherever that direction will be, it will be at the quarterback situation. So this is only going to work until it doesn't for me. And if they lose and it's embarrassing, or they lose and it's a close game, and the quarterback who happens to be in at that time makes a major malfunction, turns the ball over, doesn't play well, or if they lose and one quarterback plays well and the other doesn't, then all of a sudden that's going to be the reason they lost. I think that's a big reason we don't see two quarterback systems in football all that much, because when you do lose, that's usually where they pinpoint the loss coming from. And with this team, I mean, they've shown that there's a lot of areas where they can lose a game in, starting with that defense and that secondary. So for me, I'm not bought in yet, but I like both kids. I like what everybody is saying. I mean, I did notice yesterday when Taylor Green had his press conference, Maddox Madsen was standing 10 feet away off camera, so Mad Dog could hear all of the questions going to TG. He could hear TG's replies, and I thought that made it easier on him going in there. Mad Dog had his interview after Taylor, and I thought that kind of made it easier because he heard everything Taylor said about him, and the good and the warm and the fuzzies, and hey, we're going to make this work. It's not ideal, but we love each other. We respect each other. That made it easier, I thought, for Mad Dog to deal with his scrum a little bit and be like, hey, I'm not trying to steal Taylen Green's career here. I think I'm good enough to play, and I want to play. And I'm thankful for the coaches and Taylen and everybody that they're on board with this, that Mad Dog needs to play a little bit. I keep going back last week. Mad Dog had twice as many attempts as Taylen Green, and it feels like TG is the one, if there is a 1 and a 2 here. But if they're going to continue to let Mad Dog throw at twice the rate of Taylen, then this quarterback competition, this quarterback system isn't going anywhere until they feel comfortable that Taylen Green can throw the ball 20 times a game and have some success. So how they're going to orchestrate that, BJ Bush Hamden, who I think has done a terrific job this year as the OC with everything that's been on his plate. Go back and watch Ball Talk. Hear Mike Sanford, who's a former OC, talk about the job Bush is doing with the food that's on his plate to work with. It's very impressive, BJ, very. But the 2-quarterback system, we'll see it this weekend in Fort Collins. I expect them to beat the Rams, and we'll see what chapter is next regarding this 2-quarterback system. I can't believe we're talking about it. I can't believe it's here. BJ, here we are on October 11th. We're talking about the 2-quarterback system, and are we on board with it? That's something you would have.
I was thinking about that yesterday because I saw Taylen Green's picture up on the banner on the stadium. I was walking in from the parking lot going in for the interviews yesterday, and I see Taylen Green up there on the side of the stadium as one of the 5 or 6 players that gets that honor to be on the stadium. And again, he's a sophomore. It's pretty rare to have your picture up there. That's usually seniors and 5th-year seniors and 6th-year seniors that get up there on the stadium. And for him to be up there as the quarterback, and then after 4 or 5 games, we're already talking about him losing his starting spot or losing playing time. I'm not convinced it's going to work, but I thought Taylen said all the right things yesterday. I'll just say that. I thought Taylen really said, hey, whatever it takes for the team, I'm here. I mean, sure, if we said, hey, give us the honest answer, he's going to go, yeah, I'm really ticked off. I'm good enough to win by myself. I don't need Maddox Madsen in the game. But he said all the right stuff. I was very impressed with how he handled it. And again, if that is actually his mindset, maybe they can make this work. I think the quarterbacks are fine, Johnny. I'm just still not convinced that the coaching staff it knows when to put these 2 guys in the game. I was really confused.
There's no blueprint for it, right?
We've talked about it, but I was very confused as to why the first 3rd down of the game, they're already bringing in Maddox Madsen. What does that do to Taylen Green's confidence on the first 3rd down of the game? You're already, first passing situation, you're taking him out of the game. They had the weird drive where Maddox was moving them all down the field, and then they get to like the 20 or 30-yard line. They bring Green back in, and then 2 plays later, there's a fumble. And then, Green had been playing for a good chunk of the 4th quarter. And then all of a sudden, on the biggest play of the game with a minute left or whatever, when you're trying to run out the clock, you all of a sudden bring in, Madsen for some 3rd down, and then he fumbles the snap. So I didn't like the in-drive subbing. If you want to give a guy a drive, let him have it. That's fine. But the in-drive subbing didn't make a lot of sense to me.
I would like to know, too, how much influence or how much decision-making Andy Avalos has in-game as to what quarterback is taking the snap. I don't think it's a lot. I think maybe he'll get up there and say, hey, Bush, Taylen needs a run or Mad Dog needs a run. But I think it's on Bush as to which quarterback works best with which scheme, with which concept they're trying to get done at that point. I can't imagine Andy's in on that headset saying, okay, Bush, I want Taylen the next 2 plays. And then, let's get Mad Dog in the beginning of next series. I will ask Bush and Andy. We can ask that next week after we see what happens. But just, the rhyme, the reason to this. And if they're going to continue to sub in the middle of a drive, I don't know why they wouldn't, unless they look back and they say, hey, that's what we messed up on last week, subbing inside of a drive. We don't want to do that anymore. And maybe that's the direction they go in with this. My big question is, and we don't have to go here, but I just want to float this around. Who's the week 1 starter next year? Because I do believe the 2-quarterback systems, I think that can have an effect on who's going to be here next year. I mean, what if Talen's thinking, okay, Mad Dog transfers. It's still my show again. Or is it until I play poorly and then all of a sudden I'm splitting reps with CJ Tiller next year because he looks good? Like, that's the trust factor that I think these kids want to build with a staff. Like, I am your guy, coach. I can have a couple bad games and I'm still the guy, or am I? You're gonna run a 2-quarterback system again. And if Talon Green wants to leave, does Mad Dog then say, okay, I'll stay. I'm going to be the guy here. I hope we don't do a 2-quarterback system, but hey, this time last year, I was CJ Tiller. I wanted to get some run. Or, BJ, do they both leave? Do they both bail? And CJ Tiller or some dude from the transfer portal is competing to be the week 1 starter next year. I think all of that is on the table. It's going to be a fascinating December because remember, BJ, kids don't leave after the bowl game. You have to leave before the bowl game. That way you can maximize your opportunity in the portal. At least that's what kids were doing last year. And I remember
maybe that's your better question. Who's the starting quarterback in the bowl game?
Yeah, good question there. I mean, because both of them, it's tough to say both of them will be there in the bowl game if it's right around Christmas. Kids are going to have to figure that out. These next month or so, man, are going to be real interesting.
I'm going to keep the show going, but you only have about 60 seconds left in your contractually obligated 30-minute time slot here. So in the final minute that you're on, any thoughts on just the game Saturday and thoughts on Colorado State?
I don't love the spread. I don't know if Boise State goes in there and wins by double digits. I think it'll be closer than they expect, unless things just pop, BJ, and Talon and Mad Dog get this thing going, and Ashton Genty, I'm sorry, is just too much for the Colorado State defense to handle. The big thing to keep an eye on are Horton and Kamara, maybe the best players in the conference, certainly the best players in the conference at their position. I mean, you're talking about a guy who has almost 10 sacks to mid-October. He might not play. And I wanted to see this Boise State offensive line handle the Kamara kid because they don't give up a lot of sacks. This line is playing its tail off. I wanted to see that, BJ. But I do think it'll be a little closer if those guys don't play. Maybe not, but still, it's an opportunity for Boise State to get to 3-0.
Well, we appreciate your time, Johnny. As always, we'll send you out of here with this video for folks that may not have remembered it from when we were here previously for Mountain West Media Days. There's Johnny Mallory jumping into the pool.
100 degrees, BJ.
We had the limo to get us here, and then Johnny Ball Game goes into the pool. Haga Laga, John Mallory. He's looking good, man. Look at that. Oh, man. And they have the music going here, Johnny, because it is 8 o'clock. They're officially open, and we're having fun here at Circa Resort and Casino. So, Johnny, I'm going to keep the show going a little bit, talk some odds, got some other stuff to get to. We'll let you get into the station. Appreciate you for doing this earlier in the day today, and then we're going to hurry over to Resorts World. And we'll be listening 3 to 6 today. Johnny, Prater, JP, Bob, the whole crew, 3 to 6, Idaho Sports Talk. Make sure you're listening to them, KTIK.com, KTIK app, 95.3 FM, 1350 AM. You know them, you love them. And Johnny, we'll hear you at 3 o'clock, man. Thanks.
Thanks, BJ.
There he is, John Mallory. We appreciate him for joining us. We got a little bit more time, not a ton. I do need to get over to Resorts World. We'll keep this thing going. If you have any comments or questions, we can have some fun with that. Derek asking if I'm going to recreate the Haga Laga jump. I'll tell you this: if we get something up, I got to continue to drop a few more pounds if that's going to happen. But if we can get something set up here for basketball media days, and we are working on it, make your plans now. Spend your Mountain West tournament weekend at Circa. If the rooms are a little pricey for you, you can stay at the D Las Vegas right across the street. They got Golden Gate Casino. We can get you some good deals. We'll have a promo code, but make plans to be here. And this is going to be our headquarters for the Mountain West basketball tournament. And we're hoping to get KTIK down here as well. We're going to get a couple cabanas, have a pool over here for us, and get all the Boise State fans hanging out together. And if we can make that happen, maybe we will recreate the jump, and I'll have to do that. We'll see. So that'll be the Friday, semifinal Friday of the Mountain West basketball tournament. Let's make that. If we can get the crew down here, I'll have to put a number of people that have to show up. Maybe we'll say it's like 50 people or something. If we can get a good number of people to show up, I'll recreate it, and I'll make Johnny and Prater recreate it as well. How about that? So the music is bumping. I just noticed there's 3 playoff baseball games today. I have watched less playoff baseball this year in a long time with my Cardinals finishing in last place. But you got all the NFL spreads, the NFL odds over here. I think there's a couple college football games tonight as well. NHL is going. We had the opening night last night where they raised the Stanley Cup banner here in Las Vegas for the Stanley Cup champion Las Vegas Golden Knights. That was a lot of fun. And just love this place. I mean, I know they're a sponsor. They give us money, but I mean, I'm just being serious. When you come down to Las Vegas, there really is not a better spot. I mean, you see this pool right here. I'll get out of the way for a second. You can see the pool. There's actually 6 pools that you can stay in. They've got the odds on the screen. They've got the games right there. I mean, what do you want? Stephen A. Smith at 8 a.m. It's perfect for you. So it's just an unbelievable spot to watch a game. My wife also loves it down here. We can hang out all day and just watch sports from inside the pool. And they've got the DJ playing the music back here. I mean, it's Justin, make plans now. Make plans now. Mountain West basketball tournament, BNN, Bronco Nation News. We're going to have a huge events and parties and all kinds of stuff. We're going to be here all week for Mountain West tournament, and make plans to join us. It's going to be worth every bit of your trip. I can promise you. It is awesome down here in Las Vegas. Anyone that's ever come for the Mountain West tournament, and last year we had a lot of people that came for the first time and thought it was awesome. And you're talking about a team that's going to be competing for the title. Think about being out here all day watching conference tournament games, having some beverages, and then going over at 6 o'clock to watch Boise State in the semifinals of the tournament. I mean, it's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to that. So we're having a lot of fun, and BNN's going to make it worth it to you. Like I said, we're going to have a area of the pool reserved here. We'll have hopefully like some appetizers, some drinks. Hopefully BNN will take care of all of our. Maybe we'll do something where the subscribers get a discount, and everybody else can pay a little money and have some food and drink and have a good time. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love this place, and again, we're going to have Gloria Navarez, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. Again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I get it. There's football going on. Other media members wanted to come. Their companies wouldn't send them. I get it. I'm not taking any shots at anybody individually, but I do, as someone that runs a business, want to make it known publicly that Bronco Nation News is the only outlet. I am the only person from Boise other than like the photographer from Boise State that came down here to cover this. So you'll get some coverage from Boise State on their social media channels and stuff, but we're the only media outlet that made the trip down here, both for the women and for the men for Mountain West Championship or Mountain West Media Days. So if you're on the fence about a subscription, hopefully we can convince you with our coverage this week. $50 for an entire year. You can use the promo code BNN50DEAL. BNN 50 deal at the bottom of your screen. And if that's too much, $6.99 a month. We'd love to have you on the monthly one as well. And anybody that signs up while I'm in Las Vegas here, I've got some extra gift cards. We'll throw you a Taco Bell gift card, $20 to Taco Bell, which brings your subscription down to like $30. So why would you not do that? So, we'd love to have you subscribe if you can make it work. So this is our skeleton system, by the way. I apologize if the lighting's not great. I don't have a ton of time when I take all this down to get over to Resorts World. So we'll have the lights and the cameras and all the nice bells and whistles over at Resorts World for the coverage the next 2 days. But wanted to make sure we had a show out here at Circa, give them some love, and I wanted to come out here. I wish I could stay and go in the pool and have a couple beverages. Somebody asked if this was vodka infused. No, it is a straight energy drink, no alcohol for me, but we'll be done about 1:30 today with our coverage of the women, and we may have to get back out here by the pool later this afternoon. So, yeah, please subscribe if you can, $6.99 a month. We'd love to have you. It's less than $1 a week for coverage of Boise State athletics. And again, Bronco Nation News is going to have live video interviews with the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. I mean, no one else is doing that right now. So we appreciate those of you, and make sure you come back at 11 o'clock. We'll have the commissioner at 11 a.m., and then we'll have Gordy Presnell and the players at 11:30. And then all day tomorrow, all your favorite men's coaches, men's players, and of course, Boise State's Leon Rice. We're still trying to finalize it. I think there is a good chance we're going to have Leon Rice and Mark Few, a joint interview, Leon Rice, Mark Few, tomorrow on Bronco Nation News. So we're looking forward to that as well. So Jordan Morales says, I watch more BNN than Netflix, and it's way cheaper. That's nice of you to say. Riding alone is worth $50. The other coverage, icing on the cake. Appreciate you guys. That's nice of you to say. By the way, the flex you guys are talking about, the $99 for the season tickets up in Leon's Landing. They also have the flex pack going, which my family actually bought. So Karen and the boys are season ticket holders now to Boise State basketball. They bought the flex pass, which gives you a different ticket, different seat for every game. And so you find out, I think, on the first of each month when they charge you where your seats are for the games that month. And it's kind of like the blue collar pass for football, but it's called the flex plan, I believe. So that is available. It's $125. Comes down to like $7 a game or something. So you can get season tickets to Boise State basketball for $7 a game, and you get a different seat every game. So maybe a game where it's not as many people coming, you get a better seat closer to the court, and then maybe the big sold out games you're higher up, but you get to experience different spots and get season tickets for like $7.50 a game. I highly recommend the Flex Pass if you're looking for Boise State basketball season tickets. My wife and kids have done that, and highly recommend it as well. So they've got the music going. I was waiting to see if I could find somebody opening a beverage here, but I don't see anybody in the pool just yet. There's no, I guess they have some tennis going on right now. I'm not sure what else they got, but this will be it's a beautiful sunny day. I know it's raining back in Boise, but it is a beautiful, perfect sunny day here at Circa Resort and Casino. And as you get a live look at the pools and everything here at Circa Resort. So we're having a lot of fun. Everybody, appreciate you. Kay Foster says Leon Rice, Mark Few would be awesome. Yeah, we're working on that. Stay tuned. So we'll talk to you from Resorts World. We're going to jump in an Uber, head over to the Strip, and get to Resorts World, get set up over there. And in about a little less than 2 hours, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, make sure you make plans to come back for Gloria Navarra as the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. And then 11:30, we'll have Gordy Presnell, Abby Muse, and Maya Hansen as well. So a full coverage of Women's Basketball Media Day today. And then Men's Basketball Media Day tomorrow. Here is, again, exclusive coverage. Bronco Nation News, the only media outlet that came down to Las Vegas for this. So make sure you stay tuned for our shows. And if you're able to support us, $50, use that BNN 50 deal promo code. $50 for a full year. That's less than $1 a week. And I'll throw in a $20 gift card to Taco Bell if you sign up while we're down here in Las Vegas. All of our interviews here in Las Vegas, sponsored by our friends at Taco Bell. So appreciate everybody for joining us, and thank you for watching today. We're going to get over to Resorts World. We'll talk to you there pretty soon here on Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com, 11 a.m. with the Commissioner of the Mountain West. Come back and see us on the BNN YouTube channel. Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased RF1. You looking for a new job? Well, how about getting into the trucking industry? Our friends at Transportation Compliance Service can help you every step of the way, whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood, all the paperwork, all the things you need. Let them help you out. Transcomservice.com. They'll have you out there towing that first load in no time. Transcomservice.com. United Commercial Insurance makes business insurance easy. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Give them a call, 229-8222. Bronco Nation News, a proud client of United Commercial Insurance. We highly recommend you do as well at UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. The Rains family is happy to have made the switch to Boise Dentistry Co. Highly recommend you do as well. Dr. Miner and his staff, full family dentistry for the whole family. They make it an enjoyable experience to go to the dentist, and we highly recommend you check them out. 5 locations in the Treasure Valley. You may think you're happy with your dentist. You'll be even happier if you make the switch to Dr. Miner and Company. Check them out online, BoiseDentistryCo.com. The pounds continue to fall off, and it's thanks to Dave and our friends over at Lean Feast. Check them out, leanfeast.com/Meridian. Full customizable meal prep. You want to go into the store, pick out your meals individually, that's great. It's right there on Eagle Road in Meridian. or you can do it all online at leanfeast.com/meridian, and they'll deliver it to you. 208-487-5782. They're feeding the football team, the basketball team, Taylon Green, Ashton Genty, Tyson Degenhart, and more. Check them out. Lean Feast, leanfeast.com/meridian. Still time to get that fall round of golf in, and you need to do it at Timberstone Golf Course out in Caldwell. Book a tee time at playtimberstone.com. The best greens in the valley, new technology, new golf carts, friendly environment, fun, challenging course. Check them out, Timberstone Golf Course. Book your tee time today, and I'll see you out there. Playtimberstone.com.